Now back to the crossover with Marlon Jones and Armon Williams.
All right, welcome back to the crossover with Marlon and Armon, KDOS 1060. Subscribe and follow us on our social media accounts on both YouTube and Facebook at the crossover 1060. Once again, that's at the crossover 1060. This segment is brought to you by AZ Turf and More, a family-owned and operated landscape design and installation company. Check out their 12,000 plus installs through Instagram, Facebook, or their website. You can find them at azturfandmore.com. Once again, that's azturfandmore.com. And again, folks, we are here at OTG Sports Grill celebrating Biketoberfest. And if you're not here, you need to come here. Check it out. We're here today and tomorrow. They're on 801 South Power Road, just north of Southern Avenue on Power Road, Mesa. Once again, that's 801 South Power Road, just north of Southern Avenue on Power Road, Mesa. All right, our next guest, he's a regular contributor here on our show. He's a good friend of ours, and he's a fan favorite. The owner of AZ Turf and More, we welcome him back. The magnanimous one himself, Crazy Tracy. Crazy Tracy, what's going on?
Not much magnanimous this week, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Armon, way to go.
Appreciate that.
Wow.
That had more than 3 syllables, and you killed it.
I might have to change my pick here, get those Wildcats in it, but I think I'm going to pass on them this week. Hey, sorry, folks, for not being here last week, so you were out there floundering by yourself trying to find something to bet on. The good news is, after going 11 of our last 12, we're going to go ahead and give you some winners this week, guys. We're into the baseball playoffs. Either one of you guys watching any baseball playoff games?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes.
Most definitely. They got one going on right now that just got out of rain delay in Baltimore and Texas.
Yeah, that game, it features obviously some teams that haven't been in the playoffs in a while, which is kind of fun and interesting.
Right.
I like the Orioles. I haven't put them in as a play, but a lot of people like them. And quite frankly, it's great to see some parity in Major League Baseball. This is the first year in almost 25 years that we haven't had the Red Sox, the Yankees,
right.
Or the Giants. So that was kind of a weird years, which is kind of cool even with the expanded playoff teams. They didn't get in, which is kind of fun. I actually had the opportunity last week to go down and see what I think is the favorite and who I think will win the World Series, the Atlanta Braves. I was on the field for some BP down there last week.
Okay.
That team looks unbelievable. Absolutely beautiful park in Truist. I was down there with Big E before we headed over to Wacko, so it was quite fun. It's good to see a powerful team from top to bottom. 8 of the 9 guys in the lineup who had an over 800 OPS. So they're going to be my one-star pick of the day in their first game in the second round of the playoffs. I'm taking them over 8.5 as a one-star pick. And keeping the theme with Georgia, guys, I like the Bulldogs. They're a team that people are not respecting the fact that they can throttle some teams. So
right. They struggled last week against Auburn, but they prevailed. No, they struggled a lot.
Yeah, they did struggle a lot, but that's some of the thing where I think the cream's going to start to rise this week.
Right.
I think you're going to see the coaching kick in. You know, they had a lot of players get drafted last year, so you got players that are in a lot of games. You got players that are just starting to come into their own. So I'm looking forward for the Bulldogs. I was at an alumni banquet with some of those guys, and
they got Kentucky this week.
They got Kentucky, which I think Florida is awful.
Yeah.
I also saw some of that game, and
shout out to Stoops, though. Shout out to Coach.
Absolutely, they're doing a great job. But I just don't see how they hang in that game. I think that this game at 14 is nowhere near enough for the Wildcats. So give me Georgia, the Bulldogs.
They got Browers 14. Too. They still have Browers.
Yeah, they still do. He's a stud, and
yes.
We'll be watching him play on Sundays. Yep. Speaking of that, my 3-star pick of the week, which is going to go across the pond, guys. You're going to love to see the over with the Bills and Jaguars. Nothing like the Cheetahs that me and Eric were fighting off this weekend down in Atlanta. But we got the over 48 in the Bills and Jaguars.
Wow.
I like that as a shootout. I think when those games go across the pond, we want to show them the best of the NFL. We've got a great matchup with Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen. I look for them to be slinging it around and going to go heavy on them. That's going to be the most exciting game. You're going to have to get up a little early, so you're going to have to put the Jack Daniels down a little bit earlier. What do you drink, Marlon?
It's not Jack.
I'm
a Kentucky bourbon guy.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I'm on the Kentucky side. Tennessee convinced me.
All right. Well, then we won't be doing that. So we'll be doing no netball and getting up early for tomorrow for the Jaguars game, and taking on the Bills.
So no Uncle Ernest.
I'll mess with that.
Uncle Nearest.
I'll mess with that, but that's for a different reason.
Okay.
When things are going real bad. Well, talking about going real bad, I think that the U of A, they're going to have their absolute handful tonight.
Yeah.
Some injury updates. Delora is not going to be playing
He's not
tonight.
playing. Okay.
He's not going to be playing
I thought
tonight.
he was gonna play.
It does not look like he's going to play. They said game time decisions, but I talked to a
Right.
trainer close to the team, and they said that they don't see any way he's going to play. Even if he does, I don't look for him to have the type of performance it's going to take to stay in the game with Caleb Williams in that offense.
But you know what? They looked good in absence of him last week against Washington, certainly in the second half, especially.
Absolutely, but I think that's probably a Washington team that's not ready for for what they got. So I don't, I can't get behind the Wildcats on the road at USC. I'm looking for Caleb Williams to throw up some monster numbers and keep that Heisman race, in hand. He quite frankly is the front runner, and it'll take a lot for him to get knocked out.
So you're over on the point spread.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking USC minus the points there.
Okay.
Other injury updates I think it's important to talk about. We got Cooper Kupp. He's going to be back in this week for the Rams. That'll be fun to see what they can do with Pachua. St. Brown out for the Lions, so that's something to look forward for fantasy guys. We got Braden Belcastro. He's decided to opt out for surgery for the Bulldogs. He's going to miss his senior year. That's going to be ugly. But I also just saw that Jonathan Taylor did sign a 3-year deal with the Colts, so I don't think that's going to get him on the field this week. That bum probably hasn't been practicing. If he's at home eating Cheetos, he probably isn't going to be working out. So I think he'll have 1 week off. See for him to play next week. We'll see what happens there. I mean, obviously he's a superstar player. A little animosity in the locker room from what I've heard from the players close to the team. So that sort of situation, something you guys are just talking about, where, man, these guys are holding out. Comes back, do you get the best effort out of your teammates? Probably not. So I'm looking for him to be down another week. What else do we got? Oh, my favorite play of the day. Over Arkansas, Ole Miss, 60.5. Look for a shootout. Speaking of that, did you know that the Red River Shootout isn't even allowed to be called the Shootout anymore? I don't know where that changed. Yeah.
They want to change it?
They changed it. It's now the Red River Rivalry, which I don't remember. I like the Red River Shootout. It was a lot better.
I thought it was a Red River Rivalry for a while.
Isn't it been the Shootout? Where did I miss that? Wasn't it the Red River Shootout?
I thought it was a shootout too.
Yeah, maybe they changed that.
I've heard Shootout. I've heard Red River Rivalry.
Yeah, it's right on the bottom of the screen. I'm watching it. We got Quinn Ewers threw a couple early interception. That game looked like it's going to be exciting to the finish, but quite frankly, that game is not allowed to be called a shootout anymore. We're going to probably PC. We're all about PC. 20,
in Texas,
23.
of all places.
Yeah. Got Matthew McConaughey on the sidelines, and we can't even say shootout.
I can give you a quick update right now. Oklahoma, actually, they're up 10.
Wow.
The Texas Longhorns, 27-17 here, about 10 minutes to go in the third quarter.
They're almost bringing Oklahoma Sooners back.
Yeah, that team looks good. A big problem there for me, that left-handed quarterback. I can't get behind him. So after this game, I definitely will never be releasing the Oklahoma Sooners again. I just saw he was left-handed, and then I'm out. I'm out. Can't get behind that kid.
So you're not big on left-handed quarterback.
I will never bet, folks. You've heard it here first. You've heard it here always. I will never give you a left-handed quarterback ever in the history of the world. Something about it. I don't like the way they look when they stand on the field. I don't want to see their numbers when they're throwing it.
So you're not a big Michael Penix Jr. fan?
Oh, I can't get behind Penix. I barely can get behind Vic. I don't know. Steve Young out. I don't know. I can't get behind those guys. Sorry.
Wow.
The left-handed quarterback, biased.
Let me tell you though, as a basketball guy, so the smoothest players to look at are lefties, especially ones that can shoot. It's just different when they got that stroke, like with Chris Mullin. Oh my goodness,
he comes to mind first.
Yeah, it's lefties in basketball a lot. Harden.
Yeah.
It's a lot smoother basketball to me.
I might have to take a look at that.
Yeah, especially like old Chris Mullin videos. That lefty stroke.
That was a great team. What was that? Run. What was it?
TMC.
Run TMC.
Run TMC.
That was it. Back in the day.
Was it
Got
Chris,
another.
Mitch Richmond and
who's the other one? Hardaway.
Yeah,
that was good. That was a good team. Looks like we got an exciting one in the LSU Missouri game too. They just had a turnover in that game, so a lot of exciting
that
SEC
looks like that could be an
upset.
That looks like that's a potential upset right there.
Yeah, they're both good teams, just inside the top 25. So I was expecting a close game, but quite frankly, those teams are both ready to play some football in conference play.
All right, last one. We got 30 seconds.
You know what? Let me tell you what I got. I got a big shout out. The Diamondbacks, didn't disappoint me. I bet against them, and they came through big against the Brewers. Ex-Brewer player Tim Unruh celebrating his 55th. He looks like he's 60, but he's only his birthday today. So big shout out to Tim Unruh. And then, quite frankly, the Brewers, thanks for laying an egg for me. Cost me a small SUV with good miles. Thanks a lot for that, guys. Corbin Carroll looks like he's a stud and here to stay.
All right, Crazy Tracy Ting Yu. He is our gambling odds guy. We appreciate you And we'll be right back. Crossover, KDUS 1060. We'll be bringing on Don and Ann, OTG Sports Grill, talk about Biketoberfest. Don't go anywhere.